First and foremost, want to give love to the creator and everybody who rocked with the campaign. You know what's going on. The hunt continues always, and it shall remain until I'm amongst the pinnacle of the greats in this boxing game, you feel me? I've been kind of out the way, you know what I'm saying, handling daddy duty and my newborn son coming into this month. But check this, I just made my ascension to 126, and I'm with all the smoke. I got an introductory fight in April, and after that it's green lights on any and everybody. Nick Ball, Espinoza, Angelo Leo, and most importantly, Stephen Ho-ass Fulton. Hey, congratulations on your title win last night. But just know it's short-lived because I'm coming to ice your goofy-ass cool boy. Looking like a Def Jam Fight for New York character with that corny nut-ass fit on like we ain't in 2025. Crazy, man. But anyways, for the fans, just so y'all know, my last couple fights, I was having some tough weight cuts that hindered my performances. Plus all the duck hunting was getting old. Case in point, Rabisa Ramirez, he actually picked Espinoza over me, still lost. MJ Akhmadalov, or whatever his name is, he been chasing the Inouye bag ever since he fumbled to Tapales. He ducked me twice. So just saying that to say, if y'all thought it was sweet over here, y'all better quiet all that up real soon. I guarantee that. And I'm going to prove why I'm the most avoided fighter in the sport. Stay tuned, because it's about to get ugly.
James Twin for the untouchable True School Sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so we have a really interesting addition to the featherweight division. You guys know how much I love the featherweight division because it's such a loaded weight class, and it seems like as time progresses, there's more fighters moving in and out the weights. Obviously, people are anticipating the monster Inoue to eventually move up to featherweight. But this video right here, we're going to talk about a fighter from super bantamweight who was an established, top contender in the weight class. He's not moving to featherweight. He's announced that he's moving to featherweight, and that fighter is none other than Elijah Pierce. Yes, Elijah Pierce is a very interesting fighter because, southpaw. He fights with a very interesting style, unorthodox, has punching power, but he's got his flaws too, and those flaws have been showing up in some of his recent fights against like Artur Villanueva, where he got dropped, but then he got the stoppage. He's had some things shown that he needs to work on in his last fight against Jose San Martin. But look, man, this is Elijah Pierce is going to be a really good addition to the featherweight division, and he's not wasting any time. He's calling for all the smoke. He said he wants to fight all the champions. So Espinoza, he called out Espinoza, Nick Ball. He called out my boy Angelo Leo. He called out obviously Stephen Fulton. Stephen Fulton was the main guy that he called out because they had a little run-in here in Vegas, and I was there. I was literally talking to Elijah Pierce just seconds before that all happened, and that's the main fight I think he wants, and it makes a lot more sense for him now that he's Fulton is champion again. But let's talk about Pierce. Let's talk about what could be next for him in the immediate future, because he did reveal in the video you guys saw in the beginning of this video that he's having his featherweight debut in April. Just like an introductory fight, a little comeback fight to the division. So I wouldn't expect anybody too good. But when he does finally step it up in class, if he takes care of business and he steps up in class, I just wanted to evaluate who are some realistic opponents. And I came up with a couple names, and I wanted to talk about those potential fights for him. So if you look at the featherweight weight class, you got right there at number 11 in the IBF, you got Arnold Kega or Hector Sosa. I think Hector Sosa would be a good fight. Hector Sosa is ranked. Hector Sosa is a good come-forward action fighter, so that would give Pierce the opportunity to fight someone who's credible, who is heavy-handed, who's a counter-puncher, and look good against him. I like that fight for him. I think it'd be a really entertaining fight. I'm looking at fighters like Leoratso Diamante from South Africa. He fought Kameda. He's fought at a high level in this weight class. He's ranked 14 by the WBC. I'm looking at, maybe if we're looking for a bigger name than those guys, maybe you could make him fight someone like I don't know. Like, I would like to see him fight maybe if TJ Doheny loses to Nick Ball, I would like to see maybe him versus TJ Doheny. That'd be a good fight. Two power punching southpaws. Omar Trinidad, who's highly ranked. I think him and Omar Trinidad would be a really, really good fight. Those are like some early fights I think he should take at featherweight. Luis Nunez is another one. There's good fights for him. Luis Neri's a featherweight now. I mean, if I would like him and Luis Neri. Those are like some of the early fights I think that Pierce could fight to establish himself and then build towards those title fights. Obviously, I know his main goal is Stephen Fulton because they have history and he wants to, prove that Stephen Fulton is not who he says he is and that he's better than Stephen Fulton, and he wants to fulfill his dreams of becoming a world champion so he can be in those big money fights so that he can, make a name for himself in boxing, and so that, he could provide for his family, because I know he has a son on the way as well, so congrats to him on that. And I think boxing needs rivalry fights. I feel like a lot of these boxers these days, they try to be too civilized. And I like Pierce. One reason I like Elijah Pierce, because people say a lot of bad things about him. They say he's not that good. He's overrated. He's a can. He don't belong at that level. And people are entitled to feel how they want to feel. But one thing I like about Elijah Pierce is that he really brings that smoke for everyone. Like, he really calls these guys out, and he really wants to fight these guys. And I think he's one of these fighters that he just brings entertainment. He brings excitement to the division. He can punch. He's got his flaws. I think defensively he needs to clean some things up. But he's an action fighter. He's an action fighter who is not here to be friends with people, which is what I like. I feel like, you need fighters like Elijah Pierce to make these weight classes and make these fights all they can be. He's just a fun guy. He's a fun fighter. So, he does. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's gonna have his work cut out for him, as everybody else does at featherweight, because there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of depth to be had in these weight classes. I mean, you still even if you were to fight, like, let's say Otabek Komatov, Mirko Cuello, those are like guys that are highly ranked that aren't big names that he could beat to get up there. I think those would be good fights, because Komatov is a big southpaw power puncher. Was in the fight of the year with Raymond Ford. That's a good fight. Mirko Cuello, he's someone that I had high hopes for, but his defense needs to be cleaned up, because he got exposed in his last fight, even though he won. You know what? I'll say it like this, because I'm all over the place, but I'm really excited about this addition to the weight class, because I do think Pierce could be. I think it's gonna be really fun. The fight I want to see Pierce in. Now, see, this is the fight that I want to see, because there is a guy in this weight class that Pierce fought and lost to. One of his 2 losses is to a guy who's highly ranked in this weight class, and that fighter is the number 5 ranked WBC contender, Sulaiman Segawa, who many people thought defeated Bruce Carrington and was unjustly robbed in the fight. I thought he beat Bruce Carrington. I thought they robbed him. I thought he should have got the decision, but of course, you know how the boxing industry works. They had a lot of money invested in Bruce Carrington, so they gained the decision. They can't really make no money off of Segawa. But people know, anybody who knows boxing knows Segawa is a dangerous night's work for anybody, right? And he's already beaten Pierce. So I feel like, if there's one fight he needs to take before he even gets to Fulton, it should be Segawa, because he needs to prove that he can even be on that level. Because Fulton is a level above Segawa. He's a champion, a 2-division champion. That's the level Pierce is aspiring to. But he should try and avenge the loss he had from early in his career. Now, granted, when Pierce fought Sulaiman Segawa, that was back in 2019. But Pierce has already been at featherweight. That fight against Segawa was at featherweight. So now you're fighting him in the same weight class you lost to him to. So it's perfect. Why not do that fight? If you can beat Segawa in a more impressive fashion than Mirko Cuello did, if you could beat him in more impressive fashion than, what's his name? Than Bruce Carrington did, then that's going to be a statement on your part, and that will progress you to the world title level. And I think that'll put some much more needed legitimacy towards the Elijah Pierce thing, and then he can build towards those big fights. So if there's one fight I want to see at featherweight for him, forget all the other names I just said. You just give me Elijah Pierce versus Sulaiman Segawa at some point this year, and I say, you know what? He wins that fight, then he can then he would be in position to either fight in an eliminator next, or challenge for a title. That's how I feel. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Elijah Pierce and his announced move to featherweight. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this, make sure you click right over here.